Okay, so sometimes I tell people that I failed puberty, and people laugh because they think it's a joke, and to me, it's really not. See, what I mean is all the things that other people do when they're in puberty, all the things that that they typically do, their behavior. That's what I failed at. Yeah, see. Mm, mm. Puberty is a weird thing, and there are several stereotypes about what teenagers do. And so like people, people like let's talk just about people 13 through 19, the teen years. Parents joke about the problems they have with their kids, and they're like, well, it's going to be worse when they're a teenager. People joke about teenagers because teenagers do stupid things, and all the stupid things that teenagers do. Well, I don't really think I did those, and here's why. First of all, peer pressure was non-existent. My throat's really messed up today. But I wanted to record this. This is funny. Okay, so peer pressure was practically non-existent for me because I was homeschooled and I wasn't in public school, and so this meant that I wasn't around a bunch of other kids and trying to be popular with them. Now, of course, there were teenagers at church, but that was different. First of all, they bullied me and they beat me up. Like, I kid you not. There were boys that would like beat me up. Like, they would actually punch me, and it was weird. And then the girls would kick me in the balls. I kid you not. I must have been kicked in the balls like at least 10 times at that church. And that's the thing, is that probably explains a lot now. But see, here's the thing: is those kids were just violent and were bullying me, and that's the weird thing. So they were mean, and of course I wasn't trying to fit in with them or be like them, and no wonder I'm strict about nonviolence now. Um, but but the thing is, so I didn't have any group of people my age to want to be cool. So, like, other people, they do several things to try to be popular and cool with the kids in their school. And I figured this out from watching movies. I kid you not. Like, I had to learn this from watching movies like, say, High School Musical. And other stories I've heard real people say, but people do all kinds of things. Because during the teenage years, people, they're in like junior high and high school. And so they're around all these other kids. And so they will do drugs to be popular. They will get tattoos and piercings because they think that's cool. And of course, they'll either have sex with people, or they will lie and say that they've had sex with people that they haven't. Just because that's the popular thing to say. Like, people will lie and say anything that they think that the cool popular kids want to hear. It's very interesting. It's kind of like on that movie, She's the Man, which was that? Yeah, I think that was high school. In that movie, She's the Man, and like, it's like just like that stupid guy who wanted to date Olivia, the most popular girl in the school, only because she was the most popular girl in the school. Like, everybody wanted to date that girl because she's the hottest girl. It's like, what? Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand how you would compete, like why guys would compete with their other guy friends about who dates who or who has sex with who. But apparently they do. And they also have contests to see who has the biggest penis. in the locker room and weird shit like that I've heard. So I got to miss out on that whole experience. So there was nothing about sex. There was nothing about drugs. There was nothing about tattoos or piercings. And the thing is, like, I never understood that. Like, piercings scare me. It looks like I feel pain in that part of my body when I see somebody with a piercing. And tattoos are like that. Oh man, that, first of all, they're painful. And who would spend the money on that? Like, I have literally never been able to understand why people do this. Now, some people, their tattoos kind of look cool, but I would never do it myself, you know. Besides, I've read you can get like ink poisoning, and you know, or another thing, like, you know, they'll dye their hair. And I never did that because I read it can cause brain damage. Like, seriously, everything that teenagers do to be popular or to look cool or whatever, I just never did. And that's what I mean when I say I failed puberty. I just didn't do the things that other people my age were doing, and I still don't. And that's the thing is, I mean, like, I had a reality shock when I joined the Navy. And my shock with the Navy began before I went to boot camp. And because I was in that delayed entry program for 6 months. I don't know why they do that with some people and not others. I don't know. But so the other people, like, so they would have been, you know, late teens, early 20s, because people who are legally adults. So we're talking about people between the ages of between 18 and 25. I'm pretty sure that is the age range that all of these people in that program were in. And so, you know, just seeing the way they interacted with each other and how dumb they acted was very weird to me. And in fact, this one guy, he invited me over to a party at his house, and there were all these strangers and there was all this alcohol, and he tried to talk me into drinking alcohol. And I didn't, because first of all, that I've read that can cause permanent brain damage, as well as other health problems like liver problems. See, I read a lot. I watch a lot of health related videos, even back then. And I was not healthy back then, mind you. I wasn't vegan, and I ate like crap. Like, I didn't eat healthy at all, except that I avoided excess sugar because my mom didn't raise me that way. But it's like, first of all, I don't want to drink alcohol. Why does everybody want to? Second of all, at the time I was 20 years old. I wasn't even 21. So it wasn't legal for me to drink alcohol, even if I had felt like it, and I knew that. And so I don't know why people, but apparently people try to talk you into things. They try to talk you into doing alcohol. They try to talk you into doing drugs. So apparently, I mean, people are so starved for, you know, acceptance. They want to be accepted and have an in-group. And I do. That's the thing is, I'll admit that even I would like to be accepted by a group of people, but it hasn't exactly worked out. I kid you not, to this day. In fact, this is a little bit of a tangent, but this is important to mention. I do not have a group of people that I fit into and where I'm really accepted. Now, you could say I do at Hy-Vee, but they only know certain sides, a certain side of me. They know me at work, and even when I hang out with my coworkers, there's still very little about me they truly know. Because how many of them actually watch my YouTube channel? My YouTube channel reveals everything about me. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, that's the thing is, so I didn't do these things. I didn't do the alcohol. I didn't do other drugs. I didn't have sex. I still haven't. And yeah, I just didn't do the tattoos, the piercing, man. I just didn't do any of these things. And so that's what I actually meant when I say I failed puberty. But it sounds funny. And I know it sounds funny because puberty, people think of puberty as something that happens to you. It's like, well, you you're basic, and here's all puberty is to me, okay? Puberty is basically just an increase in hormone levels that bring about physical changes. But as far as psychological changes, which a lot of people experience, I don't think I really ever experienced like the psychological changes. And for one thing, being asexual and not being interested in sex or dating in general, it's just that right there made me the weird one. And I remember in Navy boot camp, all these guys were talking about sex, and there's this one guy who said, "You're a virgin, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how can you tell?" Like, he could just tell because I was the only one not telling my stories of who I've had sex with. There was this one guy who was telling about the first time he had sex with his wife, and he was in the wrong hole. And I'm like, and when I figured out what he meant, it's like, oh man, why is this a story you want to tell guys in the Navy? Why? Oh man, I just don't understand people. I still don't. I may look like I'm still a teenager or early 20s. I look a lot younger than I am. And when I was 14, man, I still looked like I was 8 or 9 because I've always just kind of been delayed. So I'm not entirely sure. It could be that I never did finish puberty because I got kicked in the balls too many times, like I mentioned earlier. So I literally probably haven't had the physical changes necessary. Sure, I've got facial hair and I've got a sort of manly voice, which disturbs me to no end because I actually like to sing like a woman. I like to sing high pitch, which everybody knows. I really like to. And of course, I'm pretty good at it because I practice a lot singing high pitched, like staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Oh yeah, but that's just how I can just break into song in a really high pitched voice when I have to, because I've been doing that for years. I've always practiced. But anyway, but yeah, there's definitely something missing with me. As far as I never really acted like a teenager. Now, some people may think I act like a teenager because, well, look, I'm a mess. I mean, just see my hair. I'm definitely out of it, but that's like I just don't present like a well put together image very often. But I think that's more of my autism and just my general weirdness. Like, my weirdness is just so extreme that, because the things that I talk about and my radical opinions on all matters of religion and politics and all sorts of topics is so way out there. And that's just it, is I've had a few friends here and there, but I've never had that crowd of people that I feel like I'm one of them. Not really. Because, like, first of all, I failed Christianity too. I totally failed Christianity now that I look back on that, and now I'm an atheist. But I'm not well accepted by the atheists either. It's not like, first of all, it's not like there's local atheists in Lee Summit. The atheists I know are online, and most of them are jerks. I'm not an atheist because I like atheists. No, it's because I don't believe in God, and I'm not vegan because I like other vegans. Although I tend to like other vegans because, I mean, people who are ethical vegans anyway, that's a sign they care about animals, which is why, yes, I respect them, and so I have good hangouts with them on rare occasions. I have hangouts on my YouTube channel where I talk with other vegans online, but it's mostly been an online thing. But I just am so annoyed with the human race that I just don't really have an in crowd. Like, I just don't have a crowd where I can really be myself, and so that's why I have to blast all my honest feelings and thoughts on my YouTube channel, because there's truly no other way. But anyway, the point is I failed puberty, and I probably failed young adulthood. And, well, I probably failed life according to other people's standards. That's what I mean, not according to my standards. Because I didn't go to college. I didn't get married and have kids, and I don't drive a car, and I don't watch TV. And it's like I don't do these things. I just don't do these things even now. No, I have to work my job. I have to run errands. In fact, I have to run errands today. But I just wanted to record this video and just have a rant so that it can upload while I run some errands around town that I need to do for my mom. So, okay, that's it for now.